Hello everybody, yes, it's been a while. This past year and a half I've been much too busy with real life to bring you my usual content. However, I have been working on something, and while it's not finished by any means, and probably never will be, I do want to show you. So this is Scratch. It is a free online resource with which you can make video games right in the browser. Of course, most of the ones on it are not very sophisticated, but they could be. So in here, we have a lot of stuff. These are the code. Scratch doesn't use C#, it uses its own Scratch block code. And you can drag it around, do stuff with it. They snap in and out of each other. And people have made some really cool stuff with it. I've gotten this strategy game about as far as I think I can without help. I have gotten it pretty far over the past, month or so. Yeah, this ridiculously long block, the longest one in here, that's what determines whether one of these army pieces can move from a province to another. If embarking from province number 1 and going to province number 2, then set go to positive. Huge. This list is for 19 provinces. There are only 19 of them. And a boat. Yes, there is a boat. Every one of these army sprites needs its own coding, which is basically identical, except of course for saying green instead of blue in some places. And of course they all need their own range definition. I made this one first because I thought it would be easier than some of my other ambitions. But if you are thinking of making a map-based campaign-style wargame for your first Scratch game, let me give you some advice. Don't. Make something else first. This was stupidly complex, and I am not able to finish it. Buttons box over here. Not that huge a code. Not sure why that's still there. Buttons. Capital. Guys, this little capital sprite here has to have code for being each faction's capital, which means 4 of these. If there were more factions, it would need more of these huge blocks. And then the province sprite is huge and complex, but not as big as the army sprites. So how does this thing work? Aside from the fact that it doesn't, well, you can click this button here, go full screen, hit the green flag button to go. As you can see, everything is now monochromatic, including the boat. And we have a start button. And yes, I followed a tutorial to help me make these buttons bounce when I hover over them. The provinces, the boat, the start button, all of it. Now we select our faction. I'm gonna be blue. Grab this one. Grab this one. As you can see, the AI is selecting provinces as well, like setting up Risk. Except that there may be some logic in setting up Risk, whereas this is completely random. It's just rolling dice to determine which province gets picked. And now that the entire game is set up, we have our armies on the map as well. If I click the army and drag it to the boat, it can't go there. If I click it and drag it over here, it can't go there, because that tremendously long list that I showed you won't let it. It's not touching these. It has to move to an adjacent province. So when I move here, it's allowed. So what do we do now? Well, we hit next, and we wait. And you can see both the accomplishments and the failures of my design so far, because only red actually moved. They're supposed to all move. Now, I grant you, it's fine if the AI is capable of deciding when to not move and stay put, but I didn't want it to. Like, I wasn't, like, this is not on purpose. They're staying here by accident. I didn't design that. Oh, also, our army flag bounces when we hover over it. AI does not. Yeah. It was really fun designing this. It just keeps being too big for my noggin. Anyway. Still can't move more than one, but we can still move one. And this part of the script is working fine. But then we hit next again. So far, the AI sprites have only moved one province at a time. So I'm not being able to show you the biggest glitch, which is that they can move across the entire map for some reason. They, like, the engine just poof. They're on one side, they go to the other. They aren't adhering to the range list. So move here, hit next. I want to be able to show that to you guys at some point here. So hopefully, well, none of them decided to move that time. Move again. Next. Green moved back. Can't get to the ship. What? There we go. Oh no, yellow moved to our capital. Now from here, we can move to the ship. But of course, cannot move back, cannot move on, cannot go anywhere else. Next. There was a teleport. Yellow moved from my capital back to his capital for some reason. Now, before I end this travesty, let me show you something cool. So from the boat, you can't reach here, you can't reach here, can't reach here, can't reach here, or here, or here. But you might recall that only this province could get to the boat. I had to walk there overland. But now, from the boat, I can go here. I can go here if I want to. There we go. Because I'm on a boat. I can get as far this way as this province or as far this way as this province from the boat. Also to anywhere on the island, but only this province on the island can get to the boat. You guys are not cooperating with my bug fest. Come on. Come on. What? There we go. At least they're moving a little more now. Yeah, there are some teleportations happening. Ideally, I would have designed a combat system where like a table pops up when you get into enemy territory, and you have numbers on your flags for how many men are in your army, not unlike Risk, and you have dice options to roll probably just the one option, but you know. And then have a dice-based combat system, and you go to war like that. But how am I supposed to get to designing the dice system if I can't even make the flags move correctly? As you can see, cannot get to the boat from this province. Have to go here. Have to go here. It doesn't always take when you do everything right. There was a teleport. Well, okay, that one actually is allowed, though. From the boat to here, that's fine. Because you're supposed to be able to do that. As I will shortly demonstrate. All the way there. Yep. I think this would be a very fun game to complete. Maybe I'll come back to the concept at some point. But for now, this is where it is. This is where we're staying. Because I have hit a wall that I can't get over, and I need to make simpler games before I can continue with this concept. Ideally over here there would be at least a button to undo your most recent move, but same deal. Haven't got that far. Probably not gonna. Because these a-holes keep teleporting across the map. And I don't know how to fix that. But yeah, I made like 60% of a game, and it was really fun, but I'm stuck. And that's what I've been up to.